So today is our very first day where Mike and I are going to get together for a full routine. We're going to do exercises for 12 repetitions. We're going to do 2 sets of everything, and we're going to do it in a circuit fashion. So we're going to try to minimize his rest periods in between each exercise to keep his heart rate elevated to burn more calories. So we're going to use the cables, we're going to use some bands, and we're going to use a ball. So if you're going to join us at home and you don't have that equipment available, then feel free to use anything to make it harder on yourself. So soup cans instead of dumbbells. If you don't have a ball, then use a countertop. So just kind of play around with what you have, and let's get started. This lateral 2 block is going to go around his ankles, and then what he's going to do is focus on keeping his feet straight. He's going to bend his knees, and then when he does that, he's going to start walking to one side, making sure that he picks up the opposite foot. This is a really good exercise to warm up the small muscles in your booty as well as the side of your hip. So when you do that, you want to make sure to stick your hips back a little bit more. Tummy stays in really tight. Take anywhere from about 10 to 12 steps, and then he's going to head back in a different direction. We're going to make sure that his toes, his knees, and his hips and shoulders stay on the ball and that the ball does not move. The main focus is in the glute area or the butt only. If you feel this in the back of your legs or in your lower back, then you want to reposition yourself. But once in place, he stays there. He drops his hips down, and you're going to come straight up and squeeze at the top. Hold, and then slowly back down. A couple things to keep in mind when he does this, that the elbow stays directly underneath the shoulder. That's more for a safety thing and not to stress out this joint. You can put your hands on your hip to start, or if you need to put it on the ground to make it a little easier, you can, or as he just did, put it up in the air. That can be a little more advanced as well. So it's more of wherever you're comfortable with this arm. Your feet are going to stay stacked on top of each other, and you're going to make a straight line. So as a trainer or anyone walking by, if I were to look at him, I'd make sure that his shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle all stayed straight. Okay? Keep everything in tight, look straight ahead, and then slowly come down, and then right back up. So we're going to do repetitions of about 10 on each side. We're holding in the air for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then he slowly lowers rather than plops down to the ground. Instead of having your hands flat, you turn your fingertips down. That will save your wrists. It takes a lot of pressure off of the wrist for sure. Make sure in a push-up too that you keep your head over your hands. That will actually make it a little easier on your shoulder joint. And then go ahead and come down nice and slow. Now, being at an incline, it does make the push-up easier as a push-up. It makes it more challenging because he's on something that's very unstable. He's going to focus on making sure that his arches do not collapse. And if you have a mirror in front of you, you can tell by making sure that the kneecap stays in line with the rubber part of your tennis shoe. So once he does that, I want him to tap down if he feels really unstable, because that arch is really that important. And then he's going to go into a bicep curl. And then he's going to go into an overhead press. And then he comes down and then fully extends his arms each and every time. Shoulders back. Now, if you're doing 2 sets, which is what we recommend, I would have Mike stand the entire set on one leg. So right now he's on his right. The next time we did this, he would do all 12 repetitions on his left. He's actually going to bend at the hip first, and then he bends at the knees. Mike is a knee squatter, so getting this hinge has been extremely important in his progress, going down, and then standing straight up, and then rolling back. So take a big step back, let that arm fully extend. So as he comes down, I want his kneecaps directly over his second and third toe. So stick your booty out a little more. There you go. And then up. He squeezes through the glutes, and then he rolls back. We're going to start him on the wall today, and then as we progress, we'll eventually get him down to where he's on the ground. So you're going to see he's going to start in a nice straight line here. He's going to look straight ahead. So what we're trying to do is make sure that we don't put any stress on his neck. Tummy stays in really tight, and then I want you to keep your feet pointed forward the whole time, and go. 30 seconds. Focus on your breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Nice job. So now that he's completed that, we're going to give him a chance to get some water, take a short break, and then we're going to repeat it again, doing the exact same circuit for 12 repetitions.